up the love. I'm getting dome from tall, thick, chocolate female plugs. Kanye shrug, hitting numbers that matter.
Thank you for tuning to the Black Fathers Society. Black Fathers Initiative of Cleveland's YouTube page. Really appreciate the love. Make sure you guys click the link in the bio, like, subscribe. You know what to do. So, of course, you know we do on this page. Pretty much review interviews by some of our elders, Dr. Umar, Sister Ali, R.I.P. Kevin Samuels, and more. I even do some Boyce Watkins stuff when I see him posting things. But you know, our main thing on this page is black empowerment, just, you know, helping black people, you know, gain some more knowledge on things that maybe they didn't know about relationships, about women, about our history. Just everything here is just pro-black. So I appreciate you guys stopping by. Like I said, make sure you click the subscribe button, and let's get into it. So this one is going to be Dr. Umar. This is an old interview, and it's about an hour and a half long. Of course, you know, I'm going to break it down because I'm not going to have you sit here and watch me for an hour and a half. But I am going to break down some of the stuff that he was talking about, or that he talks about in this interview. So actually, it's not an interview. Actually, it's a lecture. So I am going to break some of the things down that he talks about in the lecture and put it towards what's going on now in our communities. So let's go.
And a lot of us start dating for the pure goal of giving somebody else the responsibility to do what we can't do for ourselves. Make us happy. When I hear women say, I just want to find, okay, I need that fan off me. Where's it coming? Okay, I need to move that back. I got the Marcus Garvey disease. It's called bronchitis. Anybody here suffer from bronchitis? Too much wind hit them lungs, and the next thing you know, you wheezing. And as an orator, I can't afford to wheeze. I'm good now. When I hear women say, I want to find a man who's going to make me happy, I say, sweetie, he don't exist. When I hear men say, I want to find a woman who can just give you peace of mind, brother, she don't exist. You're trying to get from something outside of you, something that can only come from the inside. You are responsible for your own happiness. How dare you give it to somebody else? But because you ain't been able to make yourself happy, you would have taken your dirty emotional laundry and put it on somebody else's steps and invade their peace of mind so they can give you yours. Ain't that crazy? I'm going to disturb your peace of mind so you can give me mine. And y'all laughing because y'all guilty as hell. Number two, security. This is a big one. Unmet needs from childhood. Everybody in this room, black, white, rich, poor, male, female, have a need for four things from your parents. Some of us got it from our mom and our dad. Some of us only got it from mom. Some of us only got it from dad. Some of us ain't get it from either mom or dad. What are these four most critical emotional fulfillments that our parents are responsible for giving us? If they don't give them to you, that puts you at risk for one of the psychopathic dating personalities, such as in ladies being a hopeless romantic, falling in love with every man you meet within 2 minutes. We're going to talk about y'all, but we're going to talk about the brothers too. Become a domestic abuser. Trying to punish every woman you date for the disappointments your mama made you. And some of you women think you so special that a man who don't like his mother, you're going to make him like you though. Failing to realize that his relationship with his mother is a blueprint, and her relationship with her daddy is a blueprint. And if they don't like that original love affair with mom, or if she don't like that original love affair with dad, they ain't going to have one with you for long. Because sooner or later, you're going to objectify to the punishing dad. Sooner or later, you're going to objectify to the punishing mother. Study people's relationships with the opposite sex parent. Critical. So what?
And you know what? I've been following Dr. Umar for a long time, and he's been speaking this for a long time as well. And you know, like he said, I mean, you can't another person can't bring you peace of mind. You got to be able to have peace of mind without being in a relationship, as well as you got to be happy with yourself without being in a relationship. And then, you know, from there, you know, you can, you know, attract, in my opinion, instead of looking for. Once you have that happiness, once you have that wholeness, you can attract, you know, the type of man or woman that you're looking for. But I can definitely say, since I've been out here dating, one of the things that I do ask women is, you know, how are their relationships with their parents, or how, you know, how'd you grow up? You know what I mean? Things of that nature, you know. And I say that so that I can get that information to see how their, you know, how their relationship was with their parents. Was their mother around? Did their grandmother raise them? Did their father raise them? Was their father around? All these things you can not take into consideration if you don't want to. You can ignore all these things and go into a relationship. And I'm quite sure some relationships, regardless of what the past trauma a person has had, probably still become, you know, very positive and productive relationships. But I'm quite sure there's more out there that are not, because of these things that he's speaking of. Because I can tell you that, you know, I've came across women who, you know, when I ask them about, you know, their father, and they're saying their father ain't been around, they don't know their dad, stuff like that, they definitely act different when it comes to black men. Like, they definitely have a, not gonna say a hatred, but they have a dislike for black men in a way, because they're like he said, they have that past trauma of their father not being there and protecting them and loving them and taking care of them. So it's hard for them to fathom another man coming in, loving them, taking care of them, things of that nature. So everything he's saying is definitely on point.
These four unmet needs. Number one is love, intimacy, a deep emotional bond with your mother, and a deep emotional bond with your father, and the bond with the opposite sex parent is most key. So for men it was your mother, and for daughters it was your dad. If you don't have that deep emotional love, intimacy bond with that opposite sex parent, now you have an emotional deficiency.
And just real quick, unfortunately, from what I've seen out here, it looks like there's a lot of fathers, black fathers, who haven't been in their children's lives like they should have. So there are definitely a lot of black men and women out here traumatized because they did not have that deep emotional bond with that opposite parent. So you have a lot of men out here don't know how to treat a woman. Like he said, you know, domestic violence, verbal abuse. Like, they just don't have that connection that, you know, they want or that they need. And females, same thing. Verbal abuse, domestic abuse, disrespect. They do a lot when it comes to that black man, because they never had a black man in their life to, you know, love them and care for them and show them that, you know, this is what a man is supposed to do. And I mean, that's why the good guys finish last, because once again, you have these women out here who are traumatized because they don't have a father in their life. So when a good man comes along who knows how to treat a woman, they're scared. They don't know, like, that type of stuff scares them, because they're like, oh, this guy's trying to, you know, he's Jesus, this guy's being responsible. He's being mature. He's taking responsibility. Like, oh no, I don't want this is too serious. This is too serious. I don't want this, because I can't handle this. This is too real. So, yeah.
Ladies, you still need that validation from dad. Fellas, you still need that validation from mom. So when you get older, if you're not conscious of how your unmet needs play out, you're going to become two types of people. You're going to be the type, because you never had love from your parents, you're scared of it. Ladies, you ever date a man who was a good brother, but soon he fall in love with you, his ass disappeared? Like, damn, I know he was really into me. I felt it. He just disappeared from my life. You know why? He was scared. He started to feel that attachment that he had to his parents. They cut off on him. He think you're going to cut off on him. So he's going to protect himself from being hurt by becoming absent from your life. Fellas, ever date a sister?
I'm sorry, I ain't gonna lie either. Another reason I listen to Dr. Umar is because he's literally a psychologist. So if you gonna listen to anybody who's gonna talk about things going on with the mental and your psyche and stuff like that, it probably should be a psychologist.
And she's all crazy over you over the first day. Hopeless romantic. She's trying to force you to give what she never got from her daddy. Two ways. You're going to run towards what you need and never got. I'm going to make him love me. I'm going to fall in love with everybody on the first date. That's the attachment type. And then you got the rejection type. I'm going to run from anybody who makes me feel like I can fall in love with them.